What's up, guys? Eric Science here, and today we're going to talk about Joseph Plumb-Martin's Private Yankee Doodle, also known as A Narrative of a Revolutionary Soldier. It's going to be one of the source materials we use for our upcoming comic, General Washington, Victory or Death. The story's very interesting. He decides to join up at 15 years old, and he's in essentially every major battle throughout the Revolutionary War under George Washington, other than the Battle of Trenton. His term of enlistment comes up in December, right before the Battle of Trenton, so he just goes. At that point, he's a little disenfranchised and doesn't really plan on coming back. You know, he's kind of like, yeah, I did my thing, I did my part in it. A lot of losses. There was a lot of incompetence in the army, especially in that first year, and just, you know, most people's attitude was it's time to get out of here. This thing isn't going to work. You know, we love the cause, but you know. There's a lot of shocking things in here. Not too much with violence, but just learning about the way that people were, and also just the fact that these guys were totally starving the whole time. I'm gonna put the image up of the cover, which is very fitting. They weren't just starving, but they were poorly clothed in rags. He's constantly commenting on just a lack of shoes and marching through the snow and people leaving, you know, trails of blood from their feet, just being ripped up by the frozen ground. Probably the main theme of the book is we don't have enough food, we don't have enough clothes, and not him specifically, but recounting a lot of people just griping and complaining, saying screw the Americans, you know, screw our fellow countrymen who are just leaving us out here. They're not sending money, they're not sending aid, and they just expect us to hold the British back for them. And they even get to the point where they mutiny a couple times. They don't take it all the way, but you know, they bayonet an officer. Washington has to hang some men. You know, they're not happy about the way they're being used like animals and forced to just march through all these god awful conditions in order to fight. But he constantly reiterates they're very patriotic. They want to fight. They believe in the cause, but they're not given the proper equipment to do so. I think another interesting part about it is even after all of that, there's a couple scenes where they really want to fight. They're kind of being told to hold back and not charge in a couple of the battles, and he just wants to go right into it, and so do other people. They don't want to be told to not jump into the fray, which I find fascinating. It's interesting to know the history of some of these battles and to know what's going on from George Washington's perspective, and then being able to see Joseph Plumb-Martin's on the ground firsthand account of the way the different orders are affecting him and the things that he's seeing, how he's perceiving the retreats, and then how General Washington's perceiving them, or how he's perceiving the attacks. And I really find that aspect of this fascinating, and I really want to incorporate that into the comic. Other than that, like a really big eye-opener in this is the way that the women act, and it's not what you would expect. You always think of 1700s women as very prim, proper, you know, some of the Victorian era stuff where they just kind of do what they're told, and you know, all the stereotypes we have, but none of that's in here. Really the opposite is. And I want to do a whole separate video on that, but they are not timid, they're not scared. I mean, anyway, so please click the link below and check out General Washington, Victory or Death. It's on Indiegogo. If you have any questions about the campaign, you can contact me at Redtail Comics, or you can comment below. You can comment on the Indiegogo, whatever you want, and I will see you next time. Bye.